About the weather here pretty quick. Okay.
What are you guys doing, Jamie?
Well, we know you, but we don't.
Dave Joly with the FBI. I'm the PIO. Joly.
Good. Go.
All right, so I spoke with many of you out at the Rock Creek subdivision. Earlier today, police were alerted that a resident of Superior had discovered a backpack. Unaware of the association to the Jessica Ridgway missing case that we're investigating, he utilized a bulletin. It's an email system that the town of Superior hosts. A message was put out to people that sign up for that, and the message was, if this is yours, come get it. He was alerted that possibly it was associated to this investigation, and he called 911. Now investigators are working with that backpack, and we do have reason to believe that it is directly associated with this case. We're working with the family to make those confirmations. We're not discussing the contents of the bag, and this expands the investigation as we look to the public and ask them even more now to be aware, to use the tip line. The email account that's set up, 303-658-4336, has been established for any tip or any information that people have in regards to the disappearance of Jessica. This has forced us to create some inconveniences to the residents of that Rock Creek subdivision. 3 checkpoints have been established coming and going from that community. The intersections of Christensen Avenue and Andrew Way, Indiana Street and Bristol Street, Indiana Street and El Dorado Drive are now all under the control of law enforcement. Vehicles coming and going will be asked to stop, identify themselves, and go through a very brief just information, ask a couple questions. This expansion, we're using a bloodhound in the area. We're asking residents that they try to stay in their homes. As we're searching, you're going to see a substantial number of law enforcement officers working in that area, expanding the search that we have. At this time, we don't have more information of being in Rock Creek other than that backpack being discovered in that area. The area where the backpack was found is approximately 6.4 miles from where Jessica lives. So obviously that distance has broadened our search and expanded our search, where we're now focusing in and around some of the areas in the town of Superior. We really, again, just want to reiterate that tip line, 303-658-4336. An email's available. That's pdamberalert@cityofwestminster.us. That's the information that I can provide about the discovery of the backpack today.
Where was it found? A yard, a trail, a field?
It was found on a sidewalk.
And they said you have reason to believe that the items are hers. Why do you believe that?
We're not going to go into depth to protect the investigation and talk about the contents that were in there, but there are discoveries that we believe ties this to the Jessica case.
There was a mention that her name was on one of the items.
And we're not going to discuss any of the contents. We're not going to discuss that information. The email that was put out by the homeowner, he did put that on there, but we're not going to go into the details of what information that backpack gives to the investigation.
It did have the Disney character description on it.
We believe the backpack to be Jessica's.
The distance, how far this is from where she was last seen, is that concerning for you guys?
No, it just expands the investigation into that Rock Creek subdivision.
Okay, so there was a helicopter. What was going on with the helicopter? I guess local or federal resources up in the sky. What were they doing? And then also we understood that there was a paper bag where the backpack was found, and also some crime scene tape around that. What does that tell us?
The use of the helicopter was part of what we were working on today before the discovery of the backpack. Rotors of the Rockies is a company out of the Rocky Mountain Airport. They offered their equipment, or they offered the helicopter. We utilized a deputy from the Douglas County Sheriff's Office who is a pilot, and the benefit to that is being a pilot and a trained law enforcement officer from a helicopter, his vantage point. It gives us the ability to search large open areas. The area around the backpack was considered a crime scene when we responded, so the crime scene tape that you're referring to
miles away from her home.
the distance shouldn't be considered. The reason and the distance from it shouldn't be a consideration in the investigation.
Was where this backpack was found, was that covered in the searches yesterday?
Say your question again.
Where the backpack was found, was that in an area where the searches were conducted yesterday?
No, the backpack was found outside of the search area that was established and used yesterday. Both searches conducted only by law enforcement agencies and the volunteer searches that we used.
Do you plan on doing another volunteer search around this area now where the backpack was found?
It's too early for us to determine what circumstances we would need to utilize a resource like that again.
Do you have any idea how long the backpack was there? Was it there since Friday? Was it
It's something detectives are looking into right now.
But finding it this morning, is there reason to believe she's very close to this area still?
The timing is something, again, that the detectives are working on, trying to identify some of the timelines behind that. But obviously, identifying that we believe it is her backpack is something that allows our investigation some focus. It also broadens and expands that investigation. One thing we want people to be aware of is this doesn't change that we will still be in the neighborhood and the community that Jessica lives in. We were there today. We will continue to be there. There's ongoing investigation in Jessica's neighborhood. This is just expanding into another subdivision for our investigation. At this time, I don't think I have additional information I can provide. We're going to go meet. I will get back with the news as soon as we can to give you a timeline of when we'll be able to come back and give you more information. We appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Have anything to say, Dave?